people passive cash flow listeners are kind of unusual creatures. They're kind of like me. You get me in a room with a bunch of W-2 workers. They're talking about their freaking flyer miles and their fancy cars, and I'm kind of bored out of my mind. What are your thoughts on this, coping with W-2 folks in your daily life, Buck?
Oh, well, so now, I live in Santa Barbara and actually live like in Montecito, and I don't really even know W-2 people anymore. I really don't. It's like everybody here is an entrepreneur, which is pretty cool. It's I just don't live in that world anymore, right? And for me, it's really good because like my W-2 friends would usually just look at me cross-eyed and bored, you know, because um, to them they left their job at at work, and they were not a lot of my W-2 friends, the doctors in specific, were not very aspirational outside of that. So, listen, I think there's I think, the nice thing these days is that if you are the type who is W-2 and you want to learn these different things, you can, create your own communities via things like this. I mean, you've got a podcast, you got a bunch of people who are just like, you obviously resonate with what Lane does, and Lane's not your typical W-2 guy. He's, aspirational. He's interested in things outside of just work and buying fancy cars and things like that. And then we talk about investing and creating some level of freedom. The nice thing is that these days you can do that on communities. I mean, we certainly have on, Wealth Formula, Wealth Formula Network. It's part of the course we did, um, but the podcasts and I know you have a Facebook group. These things I think become your new community. Your community doesn't have to be brick and mortar, right? I mean, it's these days, more people spend more time on their phones than they do with other people. So
Right, right. Yeah, most times these guys spend more time in their car listening to podcasts. They become your
yeah,
friend there.
yeah, 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 right.